everybody, so today is my Caroline Forbes hair makeup tutorial. I'm really excited about it. This is the second installment in my TVD series. After this, I think I'm probably going to do Elena next. Anyways, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. But really quick, before we get into it, my Christian nugget. So, I am about to start the next term of college this year, and I'm going to be working two jobs. Taking 6 classes, which is like 22 credits, I want to say, which is a lot, and trying to do YouTube, trying to do life, volunteering. It's absolutely insane, and I'm really nervous because I don't think I'm going to have like any time at all. I'm going to have literally 1 day a week off. That's it. I'm really nervous because I feel like I would be really stressed. So, I mean, I feel like from here until like next year when I graduate, things are going to be crazy, and this all goes into my Christian nugget, I swear. And the thing that I've been holding on to, I had not felt stressed because the thing I've been holding on to is that there's more. You know what I mean? Like, the moment that I'm in the situation and the phase and the stage that I'm in right now, there's so much more after this. There's so much more that I'm meant for, that God has for me after this. This is so small in comparison to everything else there is in life. I'm going to go through worse things in life probably. But the point is that there's better things too, you know? God has a purpose for you. He has a plan for you, and that plan is a multitude of so many things, so many seasons, and so to be stuck on one season thinking that this one's gonna suck, for one thing, you don't know that, and B, there's so many other seasons in life, so don't get freaked out on one, because there's gonna be many, you know? So I don't know if that makes sense, but I've been reading this one passage in the Bible about every time there is a season, a time to build and a time to tear down and a time to cry and a time to laugh and stuff like that. And it's just, there's gonna be a season for everything. So don't hone in on one season too much, because there's gonna be so many in your life. So anyways, and God's gonna be there through them all. And anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you do. Subscribe if you happen to like my channel. And check out my other videos. Follow me on social media, check out my website, which I know has not been updated in a while, but as I said, busy. I'll get there, I promise. Okay, anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, so to start out, I am just going to prime my eyes. I'm not gonna like say all the products' names because it'll be listed down below, so if you want to know what it is, it will be listed in the bottom bar. Anyways, after priming my eyes, I'm going to set it with some face powder just so that it's not too tacky and like it doesn't crease on its own. And then I'm going to go with this like kind of taupey gray color. Caroline's makeup is very kind of subdued, but at the same time it's not warm like Elena or Catherine's. It's very kind of cool toned, very gray. So we're going to go with this color, just windshield wiper motions into the crease area. She does not have a lot of color all over the entire lid, but mostly on the crease area and the outer corner stuff. So, but I'm going to bring it into inner corner just a little bit to give myself the same kind of eye shape that Caroline has. So you just continue to do this until you've got a little bit of pigment on the lid. Then we're going to move on to a little bit more of an absolute gray. And we're going to add this on top. And we're going to put this same thing into the crease, windshield wiper motions, just back and forth, blending it until we are happy with the way that it looks. I'm allowing it to come onto the lid a little bit so that we can get a little bit of those tones kind of throughout the entire lid. We're going to put some other colors on there later though, so don't be too particular about it. Then I'm going to go with a little bit of a tiny bit warmer tone brown, but it's still a cool tone brown. You know what it is. And I'm just going to put that over top of everything. We're going to kind of make sure that everything is a little bit on that outer corner as well, but this is going to help to where it doesn't look too cool toned, because it's not like she has steel gray eyeshadow, but it's very has a lot of gray tones in it, so this will warm it up just enough. Then with no product left on my brush, I'm going to use windshield wiper motions, go back and forth to make sure that all of that is blended out so that there are no harsh lines. Then I'm going to go in with this baked eyeshadow by e.l.f. I believe it's called Enchanted, which is ironically when I first started watching this show, way back when, which I've already said I don't watch it anymore, but when I did, I bought this shadow because I thought this is what the girls wore, and I still think so. Not like this is the, you know what I'm saying, that's the color. So I'm going to put this all over the lid, not over the outer corner though, because we still want that outer corner to be nice and gray. And then I'm just going to go over that crease one more time to make sure I didn't lose any of that color. But Caroline does have quite a highlighty kind of color on her lid, so that's what I did. Then I'm going to put some eyeliner on. She's definitely wearing eyeliner, but it's not like an extreme wing. So what I did is I just created a line and then I just dragged that wing out just a tad, because she does have a little bit of a wing, but it's like a baby wing. So then I'm going to cover up that liner a little bit and then go over it with a dark brown. That way it's not as intense because her eyeliner almost looks like it probably is maybe um, a shadow or something because it's not super intense. So just to tone it down a little bit. Then I put on mascara and we're on to foundation. So today I'm using the Lumi Cushion foundation just because I don't want something that's really heavy coverage. I just want something light and airy and very luminous because Caroline does have very luminous skin. She's absolutely beautiful, let's just get real. So I'm going to apply that to my entire face. Then we will move on to concealer. I need to take a breath. So now I'm going to use the Magic Lumi Concealer. We have a theme here, obviously, and I'm going to apply that to my face in the usual areas. I'm going to be just a tad bit more particular with it because I will be contouring my nose later, but like I'll be contouring it, so we'll kind of clean that up later, so don't worry about it. But I'm going down the bridge of my nose. Usually I would cover my entire nose, but since I'm going to be contouring, I'm not going to do that this time. Then I'm going to blend out my finger. You could totally use a beauty blender, but I am lazy, and the beauty blender is in the other room, and you know what? We just don't get up like that, so hey, finger works. Next, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my brows. I know I look really bizarre without them filled in. I never do it this way, but hey, we're going with this. So I'm going to fill them in to where I can get them to look as much like Caroline's as I possibly can. She has very thin brows. I have fair brows, but I have like my hairs are kind of everywhere, and hers are very thin and very defined, very shaped. So I tried to emulate that the best that I could with my brow pencil. Then I'm going to take this nice white shade from this palette. I'm going to put that on my brow bone. She does not have a super intense highlight. We will go back in to the brow bone a little bit later too, but just to give it a little bit more definition and to kind of blend out on the edges of those colors from the eyelid, we're going to use that white. And then going in with Satin Sheets, I'm going to add that to the brow bone, which is a nice subtle highlight that isn't, it's not kind of goldeny or anything. Very neutral tone, which is exactly what we want. I'm going to put that on the inner corner as well. Then I'm going to take this Maybelline Fit Me Foundation in a dark shade and begin to contour my nose. Now this is definitely more difficult to do with a liquid than it is with a powder, but I like to do it with the liquid first and then with powder later. This is a little bit more warm toned, so we will cool it down with a cooler toned brown later on, so don't worry about it too much. Just blend it out with your finger. You don't have to contour your nose look like Caroline, but you know, for the sake of trying to look like Caroline, I did. Then I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more highlighting on my nose just to make sure that contour was not too crazy. Then going in, like you see, with that neutral brown, I'm going to go ahead and continue to contour my nose. And so what I did is I went along those lines I'd made, but then I also dragged that like neutral brown down along the edges of my nose so that it wasn't like just a line, it looked more like a shadow. If that makes sense. You can see what I'm talking about. So then I'm going to use that same liquid foundation on my cheekbones and my jawline. Once again, this is a step you do not have to do. You could also use a cream contour. I don't have one, so I use liquid. We're going to go with it. And then just once again, blend out with your finger. A beauty blender works great too, but once again, I am lazy. I did not want to go get mine, so hey. This thing I have used so much, it's not funny. This quad, I actually need to get a new one because I've used up pretty much all of it. It is great because it's such nice neutral tones. The bronze color is what I'm using right now, the brown one, to deepen up my contour. I love it so much. It's such a beautiful little palette, and it's so cheap, and I can just throw it in my suitcase when I'm traveling, so I really need to repurchase it, but I definitely recommend it. And this one, I think, is in golden. I don't know how many options they have. Once again, I am using that contour shade that I used before, that neutral gray, and I'm going to contour just a little bit above my chin because she definitely has more of a kind of defined line there than I do naturally, so just kind of, once again, to get the same shape in my face the way she does, that's what I did. And then I'm setting everything with a translucent powder, which, by the way, I really like this one. I have a hard time finding translucent powders that I like from the drugstore, and this one I actually really like, so I would recommend it. Then going in with a kind of peachy toned blush, I'm going to lightly brush this on my cheeks. She does not have a super pinky look, but as we all know, blush fades. So hey, heavy-handed is really never a bad thing with blush. Then I'm going to tame the brows, especially because the way I did them is not naturally how they go. We're going to make sure they stay where they're supposed to. Then taking a white liner, which I totally need to get a new one, I'm going to put this in my waterline to make my eyes look more awake and peppy and to match Caroline's a little bit more. Plus her eyes are always awake and Caroline is always very peppy, so hey, it works. Then I am going to take that same gray on a really small defined brush, and I'm going to brush that along my lower lash line, bringing it up into that outer corner so that it all kind of goes together. Then taking that same highlight shade we put on the brow bone, I'm going to add that along the inner corner so that it lightens everything up a little bit. And on my Cupid's bow as well. And my nose, because you know, that nose highlight. Hey! And along the bridge of my nose. We like highlight. And then I'm going to use the same mascara and put that on my lower lash line. I did not show you what kind it is. Once again, it will be in the bottom bar, so don't worry. And then I'm taking this, actually it's a brush from the Hoola Benefit Bronzer box. I decided it's going to be my new highlight brush, and it's the same satin sheets, so don't worry. Then I used a heat protectant on my hair previously. Warning, my hair is still just a taddest bit damp from the shower I took like an hour before this. So that is why you see steam. Your hair will not steam, mine did. I'm taking a like inch barrel, and I'm just going to take huge sections of hair. And normally you don't necessarily need to curl it twice. I did because my hair was slightly damp and it wasn't totally holding the curl, so I curled it again. Really, I would say hold it for 20 seconds, let it go, wrap it up again, hold it for 5 and let it go. That way the second time you hold it, it gets rid of any kinks you had. But you definitely want to go with big sections here. It's going to help you a lot to get Caroline's kind of wavy texture that she constantly always has, and I'm so envious of. And also, her hair is a lot easier to get the same look as if you have shorter hair. Just saying. Then I'm going to use the next piece of hair going the opposite direction towards my face. We're going to do every other, so do that for your entire head. Then once all of the hair is done, curled every other direction, I'm going to brush it out. Yup, just straight through, just brush it. Don't be afraid, just go for it. Not your fingers. We're talking a brush or a comb because her curls are very soft, very wavy, very all together. So this is going to help you to kind of get that Caroline soft, gosh, did she wake up like that kind of look. So then after I have changed and, you know, fixed my bangs, I'm going to put on some NYX Suede lipstick, and this is a very pinky color because she has, like, it depends. Sometimes she has pinkier lips than she does other times, I've noticed. So I went ahead, put some on there, and then I blended it out with my finger because I didn't want it to be super pink, but I wanted that kind of pinkish tint. So then I'm going to go over with a nude lip gloss to kind of tone it down just a little bit and make it a little bit glossy. So that is it for this look. It is now completed. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to my channel, follow me on social media and my website. And thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Be on the lookout for my other Vampire Diaries videos, which are coming out soon. Alright, see you guys next time. Bye.